pleasure, and I know that Katie has been looking forward to this evening as much as I have, to introduce our 2017 Marshfield Area Personal Achievement Award recipient, whose name is Katie Clements. I said that right, didn't I, Katie?
No.
Clements.
Yes.
She makes me laugh. She yells at me every time I say it incorrectly. I got to know Katie about 4 years ago when I interviewed her for a video that we were producing, and I was immediately struck by her strength and dignity in the face of what really often seemed like insurmountable odds. When Katie was about 14 years old, she went to her mother expressing feelings of depression and anxiety, and, says her mom, and I quote, "That's when the nightmare began." After years of many different counselors and different trials of medication, Katie slowly began making improvements in her life. It was at that point in 2008 that she was introduced to ODC. Katie wanted to work, but she still was very, very sick. She spent much of her initial time with ODC in and out of hospitals, dealing with a mental illness that really was consuming her life. ODC supported her through some temporary work experiences, but nothing was quite the right fit until she completed a work experience at the Marshfield Public Library, and she was hired. That was almost 7 years ago. She started her journey as a library page, so she was reshelving items, and now she is a library assistant, checking items in and out of the library and assisting customers in other ways. And according to Katie, it was a little scary at first, but now she loves her new job. She is definitely what I would call a social butterfly, and so dealing with customers is right up her alley. And nobody knows that better than Mr. Rob Schultz, who is her supervisor. So Rob would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Jen. Congratulations, Katie. It is quite an achievement, the award that is kind of recognizing all that you kind of achieved through the years, especially your time at the library. When I think back to when Katie first started at the library, she started doing a work experience, as Jen had mentioned, kind of another department, and that had gone really well. So she started working in our department a little bit, as I recall, and things were going so well, we were considering her for a position. And so the business office got all the paperwork together, and it's nice to see Lynn here. Lynn was instrumental in making that happen. And so, she was, getting everything she needed, and I worked on Katie's schedule, and I kind of cleared my day to make sure we had a good start, and everything was kind of ready, and we're kind of waiting for Katie to come, and we were just kind of busying ourselves and waiting for Katie to come, and Katie never came. That first day was, I didn't know what my expectations of ODC were, but that wasn't really it. But that's when all the support happened. That's when all the help that Katie really needed came to the forefront. And Katie, a short time after that, brought a list to work. Work was going pretty well, and she brought a list. And on that list was a bunch of different things. One of the sections was called Life as a Learning Experience. And Katie had a number of things listed. I'm going to share a couple of those. I don't remember those, Katie. I didn't tell you I was going to do this. So. The first thing listed was running from anxiety never helps. And Katie really took that to heart, because in her entire time at the library, she really started running towards things, and she really challenged herself from the very first day she's been there. I had somebody ask me very recently on one of my current pages, how many pages have you worked with since you've been here? And I wasn't really sure. I was 25, 30, 35, I'm not really sure, quite a few. And as I was thinking of all those pages, you kind of think about the ones that really, really were great pages, and Katie was absolutely one of the best of those 25, 30, 35 pages that I've worked with, maybe more. Katie was absolutely one of the best. The second thing that she had written on there kind of builds on the first. The first is running from anxiety never helps. The second one has have a go-getter attitude, a positive attitude. And when we have problems in work and life, a lot of times how we approach them can turn those problems into opportunities, and Katie certainly made the most of that. A position opened up, a library assistant position, which was a pretty big step up from a page, and she expressed some interest in that, and frankly, I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. Katie was a fantastic page, but the job skills don't always translate. Being great at one job doesn't mean you're going to be great at another job. And so that was a really big step for Katie, and it's worked out really great. And she has been absolutely fantastic, surpassed my expectations, perhaps surprised herself a little bit. Recently, someone at work Katie and I worked on a little problem, didn't work out real well. Katie knows this story, we just talked about it the other day. And kind of left Katie a grumpy note. They weren't too happy with the way something went. They weren't aware that I was kind of part of the problem too, but they left a note for Katie. I didn't tell her afterwards, but they left a note for Katie. And Katie was a little upset about it, talked to me about it. Of course she was upset. She got a nasty note, sort of, from one of her co-workers. Who wouldn't be upset about that? Who hasn't been upset about something when a coworker's been mad at him? It's happened to all of us, right? But as I realized from talking to Katie, a couple of years ago that wouldn't have happened, because Katie was Katie from ODC, and you can't really be mad at Katie from ODC. You can't really be upset that Katie from ODC didn't do her job quite right. And now Katie's one of us. She's Katie. The people that start there now, she's Katie. They don't necessarily know the journey that she's been on to get to where she is. She's just one of us. She does a great job for us. And like it or not, this is what she does. The third thing on our list, the first one's running from anxiety never helps. Second is have a go-getter, positive attitude. The third one is, if you have to, handcuff me to that bookshelf. If you think about it, how that can apply to each of us, how, kind of metaphorically, attached, this isn't working for me. But, but it did work for Katie, and you can't argue with the results. Congratulations, Katie, on winning your, and being recognized for your Personal Achievement Award. You certainly deserve it. Congratulations.
I'm not quite done yet, because I just have to finish my presentation here, but I just wanted to let you know, Katie, that I know that having work in your life has really been a lifesaver for you. I know that it has given you a sense of pride in a job well done, and the confidence to get better and stronger each day, and I've seen that in the short time, 4 years, seems like a short time, that I've known you. We are so proud to know you, Katie, and so happy that ODC could play a part in your success. So it is our pleasure this evening to present you with the 2017 Marshfield Area Personal Achievement Award. Come on up.
From when I fell on my face as a teenager to now as I'm taking my life back. To everyone at ODC, thank you for believing in me and for giving me the chance to prove myself and for helping give me the tools to get to where I am today. It's been a journey and I fought so hard to get here. I won the war. However, mental health issues are something I'll struggle with for the rest of my life. I can take my medication and practice the skills I learned in therapy and have a pretty successful life. But these demons will always be a part of my life. I can be okay with that because I've accepted that this is who I am and I've discovered how I can use the bad for the good. So here I am, perfectly flawed. If you feel some of these things or all of them, give yourself a hug and remember to be kind to yourself. If you know someone who struggles with mental health issues, please be patient with us. Please be kind to us. We are doing the best we can, and sometimes that extra kindness is enough to put some much needed light in our life. Thank you again for this wonderful honor.
Congrats, Katie.